They told you the American Revolution was a glorious battle for freedom. But the truth? It's far more complicated and far more shocking. Behind every patriotic tale lies a hidden motive, a buried truth, and a twist history books rarely reveal. Today, we're uncovering 10 hidden truths behind the American Revolution, the ones they never taught you in school. Number 10. It was largely about land and wealth. It's romantic to think the colonies fought for liberty. But in reality, landowners and merchants were furious about British policies. The Proclamation of 1763 banned settlement west of the Appalachians. British taxes like the Stamp Act and Tea Act threatened their business models, especially the profitable smuggling trade. To many elites, freedom meant freedom from taxes, tariffs, and oversight, not universal liberty. Number 9. Most colonists didn't want a revolution. Only about 1/3 of colonists actually supported independence. Another third remained loyal to the British crown. And the rest? They stayed neutral, trying to survive without picking sides. Families were split. Friends became enemies. Number 8. The Founding Fathers protected their own interests. We idolize them today, but many Founding Fathers were men of property, status, and power. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson owned plantations and enslaved people. They talked about freedom and equality while maintaining a brutal economic system based on human bondage. Number 7. Britain offered enslaved people freedom first. In 1775, the British offered freedom to any enslaved person who escaped and joined their army. Thousands responded. Families fled plantations to seek refuge behind British lines. These men and women weren't fighting for King George. They were fighting for survival. And the so-called patriots? Many fought to protect slavery, especially in the southern colonies. Number 6. The French won the war for America. You've heard of Washington's heroics, but the decisive victory at Yorktown was only possible because of the French Navy and troops. France provided soldiers, cannons, ships, and millions in financial aid. Without France, the Continental Army may never have stood a chance. So was it really an American victory or a Franco-American alliance? Number 5. Native Americans sided with the British for a reason. The British tried, albeit weakly, to limit westward expansion onto native lands. In contrast, American settlers constantly encroached on indigenous territory. For many tribes, especially the Iroquois and Shawnee, the British were the lesser evil. They hoped a British victory would stop colonial land theft. Instead, they faced broken promises, massacres, and displacement after the war ended. Number 4. Propaganda drove the revolution. The Boston Massacre? Only 5 colonists died, but engravings like Paul Revere's made it look like the British had slaughtered innocent civilians. These images spread like wildfire. Pamphlets by figures like Thomas Paine inflamed anger and stirred emotions. Facts were twisted into symbols. The revolution was fueled by propaganda just as much as politics. Number 3. The new republic wasn't truly democratic. After independence, most Americans still couldn't vote. Only white male property owners had that right. Women were excluded. So were Black Americans, enslaved and free, and all indigenous peoples. In short, the new republic looked a lot like the old system, just with new rulers. Number 2. Even revolutionaries had regrets. Benjamin Franklin's own son, William, remained loyal to the British and was imprisoned. Their relationship never recovered. Some soldiers returned to find their farms destroyed, their families gone. Many who fought for the cause ended up poor, wounded, and abandoned by the new government. Freedom came, but it didn't come equally or easily. Number 1. The American Revolution sparked revolutions around the globe. The ideals of liberty and self-rule didn't stop at American shores. Inspired by America's rebellion, France erupted in revolution, shaking the monarchy to its core. In Haiti, enslaved people launched a revolt that led to the first Black Republic in the world. Even South American leaders like Simón Bolívar looked to the American model. But here's the twist. These revolutions often went further. They abolished monarchies and sometimes slavery itself. While America stopped short, others pushed the ideals to their radical limits. Which of these truths challenged what you thought you knew? The American Revolution was a turning point in history, yes, but also a deeply flawed and complicated struggle. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video if it opened your eyes. Because history isn't just what happened, it's what we choose to remember.